Hey guys and girls, welcome to Main Street Live. It's so good to see you all here today. Have we got a story for you? You remember how we've been talking about the Bible and the book of Judges. In Judges chapter 4, we learn about a lady who is an amazing lady and a man and another lady. Pretty cool story. Well, before we get there, we see that the whole theme of Judges is that people did evil in the sight of God. And God said, fine, you want to do evil? I will let you experience the consequences. And bad things happened. Usually bad kings took over their land and made them pay lots of money and took their stuff and were mean to them and mistreated them. And it was not fun at all. And so then typically the Israelites would stop doing wrong and say, God, save us, please. We'll be good this time, we promise. But the interesting thing is that the consequences of sin still go on. You know, God has given us the Bible and He tells us what He wants us to do. And we have a choice. We can obey it or we can not obey it. It doesn't really matter how we feel about it, but it matters if we trust God or not. Well, in the story, I have this white cloth, which represents the nation of Israel, and I have some coffee, which represents when Israel is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And what happens when you put coffee on something? It begins to stain. And it makes a really, oops, I wasn't counting on getting it on my pants. Oh no! But soon you have stains all over the place. And the more you sin, the more stained you are. And voila. Now the interesting thing is that when the Israelites turned and said, God, we're sorry, we'll do better, there's still the consequence of sin. There's still this big general guy who you'll hear about who had like an awesome army and they couldn't mess with him. Well, it's interesting. God used 3 parts to solve the problem. But before I get to those, think about this. Have you ever heard of elbow grease? You know, if you work really hard, you can make things better. Use a little elbow grease. Guess what? It's not clean. There are some situations that we can't get ourselves out of, and that's why we cry out to God. And God raised up a deliverer, but not just 1, 3. And it's pretty cool. Now, a long time ago, I heard about a very cool invention. And that is that a kid was like, you know what? I'm going to invent something that takes stains out of carpet. And so he decided, what should I mix? So he mixed equal parts of baking soda, dish soap, we have some Ajax, and rubbing alcohol. Double check with your parents if you're like, hey, mom and dad, I'm going to clean the carpets. Make sure it's okay with them first. But it's pretty incredible about cleaning things. So check this out. The moment of truth. Do you think we can clean the stains with the use of 3 different chemicals? Or in the case of our story today, 3 different individuals God used. Ooh, I see it changing colors. Woohoo! 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 It's working. Sometimes it takes a lot of time, but you just have to keep working and keep working and keep working. And then bottom line, we know that when Jesus is our Savior, when you turned and followed Jesus, He ultimately gives you a new, spotless, clean life. So when I was filming this, I accidentally spilled some of the coffee on my real carpet on the floor. So you can see actually if this works or not. Note to self, when doing science experiments, always make sure you are in a controlled environment. That is amazing. All right, I need for you to sit up straight. I need for you to point your nose right to the front, and I need for you to freeze until your teacher tells you what to do next.